getting ready to seize your first opportunity to come into the ring and start grandstanding and hot dogging, yeah!
I can't help it that I look good, smell good, can dance all night long.
When we speak, our voices are heard. We all say, I bring it.
Welcome to the Malice Smack Talk, the wrestling podcast that is, well, better than the gobbledygookler. That's right. This is our Survivor Series cast, our prediction show. We've actually going to be covering a couple shows today. We're going to be doing War Games for Saturday, and then, of course, Survivor Series day after. I am your host, Masonic Vader, as always. I'm joined with Mind Freak.
I'm just waiting for Marty to give me a reason to put him on the list of Jericho.
You just made the list!
What's up, everybody?
And the old bearded master himself, Marty.
Serve them up, pour them down, and keep them coming. That's rock and roll.
Yes. Yes. Of course, as always, this is brought to you by Malice Corp. You can check them out every Friday night at 8 o'clock. In fact, this week is going to be the season finale. So definitely tune in on Twitch TV at 8 p.m. Season finale for Malice Corp. Now, that doesn't mean we're going anywhere. We're going to still be trucking along because, as we've learned from back in the day of 9/11, wrestling still moves forward. So we'll be doing our show casts every week and hopefully maybe get some extra live ones in since the channel's going to be all ours. Yeah. So guys, I mean, we're going to get right into this. We're going to start with War Games. There's so much craziness that happened this week that I think we're just going to get through War Games, and then we could just go ahead and unload what just happened. I mean, this week is just, it's one of the few weeks where I could actually find myself being dumbfounded and get caught off guard. So I think that's the way we'll roll right into it, unless you guys have any objections.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Derek over there is in the corner. Yes, the thumbs up. Thank you, Mind Freak. All right, we can now move forward. So I think we would start it off. We've got 2 title matches going on that night, and then we have a total of 4. Okay, I'm just gonna throw it out there. Let's just get the week 1 out of the way. Shayna Baszler versus Kairi Singh. I don't think this has. I don't even get it anymore with the women's division. I think they're holding on to Shayna Baszler. They need to get rid of her. They don't need
to get rid of her. They need to move her up.
Yeah, let me rephrase that. They got to get her off of NXT and move her up and get her aligned with the 4 horsewomen up there so they can start doing that. I've never liked this rivalry they had since the first Mae Young Classic. I'm sorry. I just still can't get over the fact that Shayna Baszler, who could pretty much kick all of our asses combined, is getting beat by Kairi Singh. And it's just hard for me to see. And so I'm just kind of like, I'm over it. I'm going with Kairi Singh. You guys, it's all you. What do you guys say?
I have Shayna keeping the title. One, I think she needs to be up on the main roster. However, they've had so much prestige tied to the women's NXT title since the induction of it all. If they were to have Kairi Sane win this title, that would mean the belt would switch hands twice within a month and a half. I think that's absolutely ridiculous if they do it that case. So I think I'm just going to go with good, smart booking, and they need to keep the belt on Baszler for a little while longer just to get some time on that not to water it down at all.
Gotcha. My freak?
I'm going to go Baszler as well. Mainly my reasoning for it, completely different from Marty's, because I know it's going to happen a few times tonight. My reasoning for it is we know the four horsemen of UFC is coming. We know we're going to get a storyline between them and the four horsemen of WWE. But I think it needs a little bit more time to develop on the main shows, which we'll get into a little bit later on. So for the time being, Baszler's going to hold it.
See, the fun thing about this, and the only reason why I say Kairi's going to win is because I think it's going to be by disqualification. With the other 2 ladies jumping in the last couple times, it kind of makes sense. Let her win it, get her a little kudos, but Shayna doesn't lose the belt. So I'm starting to think outside the box now. Woo.
Finally.
Yeah, Shut your mouth.
Hey. That beard you're growing is making you wiser.
You like that?
Yes.
Yeah, you give it about 2 more weeks, I'm going to look like freaking fat Gandalf, man. Let me tell you. It's going to be rough.
You know how they say, with great power comes great responsibility. Well, with a great beard comes much wisdom. So it's just all in the way. It's all weird.
I want to. Yeah, I can't say it because
I know this is a wrestling show, but that's just a little nod to our man who we lost this week, Mr. Stan the Manly. We are a geek and nerd channel, so we have to give it up for Stanley before we go any further.
I would definitely give kudos to the man.
Yep. Same here.
Yeah, I mean, in fact, to be honest with you, I think there was even some times where he actually did some interaction with wrestling at one point or another through comics and whatnot.
Through comics, but I mean, The Rock had a really nice tribute to him. Like, he was one of the first people that he met when he broke into Hollywood, and Stan the Man gave him a bunch of advice and stuff. To where The Rock says, he still holds by that to the day. So I guess that's the nod. That's the nod for Stan in wrestling.
There you go. There you go. All right. So after that, man, these last 3 matches, dude, they're all going to be good ones. But I'm just going to jump into the Undisputed Era versus Dunn, Ricochet, and War Raiders. And of course, this is going to be their War Games match. So you're going to have 2 rings side by side, and then just complete chaos. I'm interested to see this only because it's good to see Undisputed Era as a whole going again with Fish returning and everything. I'm always a big fan of seeing Dunn and Ricochet wrestle because they've been doing nothing but impressing me since day one. War Raiders is a little bit of a mix for me. They're almost a knockoff 90s kind of like or late 80s kind of nostalgia kind of idea tag team. Just the idea that's they're coming out in just this different persona, then that's what's not normal, I guess, or whatever you want to call it. The other thing is War Games of the actual match itself from the WCW days. I think it's just too much going on. When they started War Games last year with NXT, I was a little confused why they picked that particular pay-per-view. And I want this match to be done because the other 2 matches are what's really going to drive it. But as a whole, it's going to be a pretty interesting match with the talent they have there. What do you think is going to happen? We'll start with Mind Freak. Who do you think's got this one?
Oh, this is a hard one. Because I like both Dunn and Ricochet, but at the same time, I also like Undisputed Era. It's going to be a crazy hectic match. I mean, if anything, if it's any consolation, the matches that Adam Cole and Ricochet have had, and then just filter it in with everybody else. I think it's going to be a phenomenal match. It's going to be a great match. It's going to be interesting to watch, considering having the 2 rings side by side. But in the end, I think it's like razor thin. I'm going to go with Ricochet, Dunn, and War Raiders.
Okay. How about you, Bearded Master?
I'm actually excited for this match. I think it's going to be a great match with all the talent that's involved in this match. It's going to be nice to see the entire Undisputed Era all together again. Anytime you have Pete Dunne anytime you have Ricochet in a match, it's going to be a phenomenal match. I got Ricochet winning this match. Going to represent Ricochet.
Show that. Show it.
There it is.
Hey, put that camera angle down a little bit lower. Let's see that shirt, man.
Got to get that Ricochet out there.
Boom.
I got Ricochet taking over Undisputed Era, and if I remember correctly, I believe Undisputed Era won the War Games match last year. So I don't think they're going to win 2 years in a row.
That's good reasoning. Absolutely. As I totally bit the dust in the last pay-per-view, big time.
You did get 2 wins right, picks.
I did. The worst ones of them all, actually.
Standing ovation.
Thank you very much. Thank you. I think I'm going to agree with you guys on this one. I think they're going to give it to Dunn, Ricochet, and the War Raiders. I think they've been trying to push War Raiders for the last 2 months. Dunn and Ricochet being the champs. Ricochet having a lot of a good pop going on with them right now. I'm not saying Undisputed Era is not. They're solid as a rock. I agree with you. I don't think they're going to give Undisputed Era 2 wins in a row. But I do think it's going to be it's going to be a great match if you could just get, like, for me, I have a hard time focusing on this match because there's too much stuff going on with it. So I'm really hoping that they could create some phenomenal moments for that match, because there's a lot of great players happening with that match. And potentially this might be one of the last times you see any of the factions on NXT, as far as they're not going to go another year for War Games or anything. These guys are going to start moving up here pretty soon. So unless they turn NXT 2 hours, and then we're solid. So yeah, so I go with Dunn, Ricochet, and War Raiders on that one. So we're all tied there. These next two, man, it's hard to pick. I mean, obviously I'm going to save the championship match for last, but good God, man, both of these matches are just ones you want to watch. Aleister Black versus Johnny Gargano. And so I'm just going to jump into that one. I'll give my prediction. I'm sure you can't tell by who I think is going to win this match. Good old Johnny Gargano is going to pull this one off. Nothing against Aleister Black or anything, but they've got a lot of good stuff going with Gargano that they could give him the win on this, and really push for a possible Tommaso, Ciampa, Johnny Gargano 4 one more time or something, just to kind of get something before someone moves. I didn't like the storyline behind why all this. The mysterious, someone hit Aleister Black in the parking lot and there's all these people and blah, blah, blah. It was too hokey. I just wanted them to stick to the match, and Aleister Black and Johnny Gargano is going to be an exceptional match. I'm going to give the nod to Johnny freaking Wrestling. So a Bearded Master, what do you think, sir?
I'm going to go along the same lines. I think Gargano gets the win over Black. The way Gargano's been going, I think he deserves to get a solid win. Black coming back recently, so it's going to be. I think this will end up being the match of the night, to be honest. And I hope that it does pay out that way. And I think, Gargano with the win.
Nice, my freak.
This is a tough one. I mean, I get what you say, how the setup for it and all that stuff. Just let him in there, let him fight. Gargano's been on a roll lately. He's been doing well, and kind of just want to see where they're going to move him with a different arc of the storyline. But with Black coming back recently, hasn't really done anything too big, if I remember correctly. I'm going to go with Black on this one.
Nice.
Mix it up a little bit. Just because, it hasn't really, been, it's like one of the big things that he's been doing since he's been back. So I think he's going to get the win.
I see it. Definitely. I see it. You can go either way with this match. I mean, bottom line you can go either way. No one's going to be disappointed with whoever wins. I just hope it doesn't end in some kind of BS, double count out or some crap like that. I want it to be a solid match. I want it to last as long as it freaking can till the guys freaking pretty much pass out. It just, bottom line, it's gonna be a phenomenal match. These last two matches are just, there's so much to them. Like there's only 4 matches for NXT this time around, which is throwing me off. We were talking about in the pre-show where obviously the War Games will probably take, like Bearded Master said, 45 minutes to an hour. But man, this has got to be one of my most anticipating. Like these main event matches are awesome. I'm excited for this NXT, which goes to the last one: Tommaso versus Velveteen Dream. Is Velveteen Dream gonna get the push? That it just seems like it's been coming and coming. Bearded Master, what do you think about this one? Throw out your wisdom here, sir.
So you mentioned earlier Gargano, Ciampa for the title maybe one last time before one of them gets pulled up. I think that's a great idea. In order to get that means Ciampa has to retain the title. To go with that, I don't think we're going to get that 4th match because Dream is going to come in and take the belt and have his run finally.
Yeah, nice. Okay, what do you think, Mind Freak?
when you think back, even this year between Ciampa and Gargano, we had some amazing matches. But and don't get me wrong, like they're great matches and all this stuff like that. But are we really going to see the fourth? It's like Marty said. It's like all it said. It's Velveteen. He's been there a while. It's his time to shine, and I think he takes the belt mainly because I don't think we're going to have Gargano Ciampa for this early.
Gotcha. And you know what? I'm gonna go with the same thing. I'm gonna go with Velveteen, and it's not for anything other than the fact that guy he deserves the title. He has busted his ass since day one. I remember when they brought him in with, I can't remember the gimmick. He was coming in with some freaking red, white, and blue trunks with American Eagles all over it and everything. And it was just like, great looking guy, great shape and everything. Where the heck is this guy coming from? He disappears, and all of a sudden Prince shows up on steroids, and it's just caught ever since. I've said it. I backed him up. I think I'm the only guy in our group that right now has the shirt for him. He needs that championship belt. He needs to have a reign. If they don't give him a reign, what's going to end up happening is he's just going to mysteriously show up on either Raw or SmackDown the very next night. But I don't think that's going to happen. I think they've got to give Velveteen his chance to shine, and allow Tommaso and freaking Johnny just do their thing, or whoever, man. But Velveteen needs his run. So I'm going to go with the Dream himself. So, and I'm telling you, man, that if you're watching our show and you miss that NXT match, if you miss War Games, you're going to be missing out on a huge pay-per-view. This is going to be a great one. Limited matches, but quality is going to be going on there, especially those last two. I can't think of enough how those last two matches are going to – that's going to be an hour and a half of pure joy for wrestling fans. So NXT, they're going to try to take the weekend with 4 matches, which now brings us to the big event, the Survivor Series. It's the second longest running pay-per-view series that WWE has right before WrestleMania. I think this is year 25, correct?
I believe so.
Yeah, I've seen them all too. In fact, if I could find it, it might be in my poster stash underneath my bed here. I found this. I got the original poster from the original Survivor Series.
Yeah, I was just a toddler at the time, so I don't have no posters from then.
Yeah, that was back when pay-per-view was real, and they actually gave you promotional stuff for ordering it. It was awesome.
I'm pretty sure the first Survivor Series is one of the ones where I used to rent from the VHS store.
Hell yeah!
All the time.
Nice.
It was because they only had a selection of few, and Survivor Series and WrestleMania, was it WrestleMania 10? Is WrestleMania 10? That's Razor and Michael's match, correct?
Yeah.
So
yeah.
That we watched all the damn time.
Oh, and then you know what? Thinking about that, they also have those random one-offs like Saturday Night's Main Events, Greatest Matches, or the Wrestling Classic.
The other one I remember that they always had to be rented. It had I want to say it was a Rock and Shamrock in a cage match. I'm pretty sure that I don't know what card it was, but I'm pretty sure that was the match that stood out to me if I remember correctly. But I know Shamrock was on there. I'm pretty sure it was against The Rock.
Nice. Yeah, those good old days, man, back when you go to the VHS. So, hey, what's those movies back there behind the curtain there, Dad? What's going on?
We didn't have that in our small little town. They didn't have that.
Man. No drinking on Sundays over there?
Pretty much.
Damn. All right. So, Survivor Series. Man, there's a lot of matches here, man. So, I think we can I think what we'll do is we'll hit off some of the I don't want to say
there's only 8 matches, and 3 of them are Survivor matches.
Yeah, no, they're all great. They're all either championship. Well, they're all champion versus champion. One championship actual match,
and one of them, one of the Survivor Series matches is now listed as a pre-show match.
The tag team one.
Yep.
Yeah.
Good, because that one's actually Can't figure that one out. All right, so let's start off with that. The Tag Team Survivor match, since that's the pre-show. You've got Team Raw, which consists of Roode and Gable, Ascension, Lucha House Party, B-Team, and, of course, Bearded Master's favorite, the Revival. Yeah, you know where he's going. Going against SmackDown, and that's going to have the Usos, New Day, the Good Brothers, so we know where Mind Freak's going, SAnitY, and the Clones. Let's start off. Mind Freak, I'm going to have you start off. What are your thoughts of the Tag Team Survivor competition? Where do you think it's going to go? Who do you think? And I think as an added bonus, I think if you could pick, like I think for the Survivor matches, if you could pick who's remaining, you get a bonus 5 points. What do you guys say about that?
Bonus 5? I'm going to say bonus 1.
I'll
Bonus
say bonus
one?
1.
All right, we'll go with bonus 1 then. All right, so Mind Freak, you're first, man. Who do you think's going to pull it off? Who's going to be the survivors?
I think it's going to be SmackDown.
And
All right, well, you do realize this is a podcast, so you just can't say it's SmackDown and then stop
I
talking.
can.
Keep going.
I absolutely I can. And I just,
No, you can't.
because you need
What?
to who's going to stay.
It's the
What?
contract.
What?
It's in the contract. You got to
What?
keep talking.
We need to go around the horn mic freeze right now. Just
I
like
know, right?
Yeah.
No, SmackDown. I'm gonna go with SmackDown. Just because with the state that the tag team's in, based on both shows, it's just kind of going back and forth between one team, this team, that team, and we're kind of getting a lot of the same things. But also too, you look at the talent. Personally, right now, I think the talent in the tag team division is better on SmackDown than it is on Raw because even though they're not utilizing all the teams, it's kind of going the same way on both of them. But in the end, I think it's going to be the Good Brothers standing tall, along with SAnitY.
Wow. All right. Now I'll follow up with this. The first thing I look at when I was writing this down earlier, getting ready for the show and everything, man, there was a time where we thought the tag team division was solid. Holy crap, man! There's this team and everything was great. Man, I look at these tag teams, dude, and the tag team division's in some sad shape right now.
Well, if you look at not necessarily the SmackDown side,
not the SmackDown, not the SmackDown,
side,
yeah.
It's basically the NXT rejects from the last three or 4 years. not good talent, but they're guys who were pulled up and haven't done anything since.
Yes, You are right. Every single person on there.
But not only that, you're bringing in a cruiserweight tag team division to fill one of the spots too.
The Luchas,
one of those is the U.S. title holder.
Yeah.
So, he's been around for a long time.
I was about to say that's the only guy that's not
the only
reject.
Here's the thing. He's actually the only guy. Oh no, Bobby Roode has a U.S. title hold.
Yep, he does.
Because Kalisto and Bobby Roode are the only ones that have held titles outside. Oh no, Curtis Axel. Holy crap.
Yeah.
No, so
that's been a while. Okay. So here's my thing on this: the Raw tag team championship or Raw tag teams are pretty weak right now. They really are. I mean, nothing against Bobby Roode. Now, first of all, when we said NXT rejects, I'm just going to throw it out there. There's no way I'm putting Bobby Roode in NXT rejects. It's just NXT brought up.
What I mean, rejects. I mean those who came up from NXT.
That came up, yeah.
We have Seth Rollins. We have Dean Ambrose. We have Kevin Owens. Guys who have become names, and there's guys who are B players.
Yeah.
Like Ascension.
Yeah. So when you're looking at these guys, man, I don't know how you can not say that SmackDown's not going to win it. I mean, you've got the Usos, you got New Day, and you've got the Good Brothers. All right, SAnitY and the Clones. Well, Clones is the weak ones out of them. I think they'll probably be the first ones eliminated out of this entire match. SAnitY's cool, but SAnitY's just kind of getting their footing in SmackDown. I put Good Brothers over SAnitY right now. Ultimately, I'm going to say it's going to be SmackDown, and it's going to be the Usos and New Day who are going to be standing. They've got all the fire behind them right now. People want the Usos to win, and people love watching New Day. It doesn't matter if they're champs or not. They love the New Day, and that's where I think it's going to finish off as those two teams standing for the championship for the Survivor. Marty.
Yeah. So this has been a tough one for me because I obviously, as soon as I see the list, it's SmackDown Live going to win this tag team match, and I have the Usos and New Day as well. But at the same time, I've also looked at it this way. I think out of the 3 matches, this could be the one that we get to swerve in. And I'm not going to pick them, but I'm going to say it now so it's documented that if this swerves,
The Revival.
Bobby Roode and Chad Gable are going to end up getting the win in this match over the Usos. But I'm just saying that, yes, I'm throwing it out there as a backup plan. I don't care. I'm just saying that I think this could be the swerve match if that happens. No swerve, what it goes, then Usos New Day over Bobby Roode and Chad Gable.
Okay, so is that your final?
That's my pick. It's SmackDown.
That's your pick. All right, cool. Man, I can't believe you didn't jump on the Revival, man. This is their time to shine, right?
So we're going to get the closeout first.
Then the Revival.
Revival will actually be the ones that probably eliminate the Clones, because I think they might go back and forth for a little bit because they kind of match each other up a little bit. But they'll eliminate the Clones, and then like SAnitY will come in, or you know what? Not even SAnitY. It's gonna be the Good Brothers, man. The Club's gonna come in, just kick their ass, and kick them out.
Wow.
I hope it's them. I really wish that the Club would win this match, but we all know that's not gonna happen.
If it does.
So we know you're shooting in the dark there, but you know deep down it's not going to happen.
I know it's not, but if it does,
then you look like a genius, and we'll give you a pat on the back and 1 point.
One extra.
We'll give you a 10-point star.
An extra point.
Yeah.
Gold star, yay!
All right. Nice, thank you, sir. We've got ourselves the pre-show match done and gone. You're writing these down, right, Bearded Master?
That I am.
Thank you, sir, very much. You're the man. Let's go into the I think it's the lone title match. Get this one going. Murphy versus Mustafa Ali. For you people who do not watch 205 Live, this has actually been a long time coming for I want to say both guys. Murphy won the title at the pay-per-view down in Australia in his hometown, one of the ones I picked. In fact, I think all of us picked it, to be honest. And so Murphy is a great title holder for this. However, Mustafa Ali is known as the heart of 205 right now. Like, if it wasn't for players like Mustafa Ali, 205 would be dead. And Mustafa's coming out every week, throwing his talent out there. He overcame the stereotype because of his name, because when he first came into 205, they made him out to be the Middle Eastern guy, and it was just rough. Him and Dario, where they both came out about the same time. And he's been able to claw and fight his way through 205 to be to the point where now this guy is in a championship match at the second biggest pay-per-view that WWE holds, or at least longest one. And I say, as much as I know Murphy just won it not too long ago, they're going to give it to Mustafa Ali. It's been long overdue. This has been dragged on forever. He had too many good matches with Rich Swann before. He had matches going on with prior champ.
Cedric Alexander.
Thank you, Cedric Alexander. And yeah, he's gonna have a phenomenal match against Buddy Murphy, and I think they're gonna give it to Mustafa Ali. Why don't you go, Mind Freak? Follow me up.
This is a tough one because I can see it going either way. You made you made really good points about Mustafa, and yeah, if it wasn't for him and some one or other two names, 205 would be dead. However, when you look back at most of the title reigns within Cruiserweight, they've had pretty, decent amount of time with the title. Like, whoever's holding it, they've had like a good run, a decent run that's not necessarily like 1 month in or anything like that. For that reason, I say Buddy's going to retain, but I believe he will lose it maybe in a couple months to Mustafa. Just right now, too early in a reign for him. That's my reasoning behind that.
Good reasoning, but Bearded.
Yeah, so I mean, to kind of go with what you just said, and I'm sorry, who'd you say you're going to Ali also?
No, I'm going Murphy.
Okay. Kind of go with what you just said. Looking at the reigns, there's actually since they brought the Cruiserweight title back, there's only been 2 title reigns over 2 months. Everything else has been 2 months or less. So they haven't been that long. The fact that Murphy just won the belt a week over a month ago, and he spent a long time going for that belt and finally getting it. Him and Ali have had some great matches for the entire year. Ali's been in the picture for a long time. I think that this is a feud that can go through the winter, that can possibly culminate at Royal Rumble, and chart the path down to WrestleMania. And then we have a final match at WrestleMania for the title. So with that, I don't think Murphy's losing this belt quite yet. They're going to give him a little decent run on it, and he's going to retain the belt this weekend.
All right. Yeah, I was thinking about that too, what you said earlier, Mind Freak, but that was also the reason why I wanted to go with Ali, because when you look at the last 2 title reigns that 205 have had, Cedric Alexander had it for damn near a year, and then prior to that, freaking wasn't Rich Swann, was it?
I'll give you the numbers.
Yeah.
Alexander had it for 181 days, so he had it for 6 months.
Okay.
Vacated, and it was vacated for a while.
Yeah.
But the one before that was Enzo, and Enzo had the belt for 93 days, so he had the belt for 3 months.
Okay.
Those were the only. Actually, I apologize. There's been 3 reigns over 2 months. But other than that, then you have Kalisto at 13, Enzo at 16, Neville at 35, Tozawa at 6, and then Neville with his long reign.
And then TJP too.
Well, TJP was the first one, but you have Kendrick, Swan, and Neville in there. But TJP only had the belt for 46 days also.
Yeah.
And then 30 by the Brian Kendrick, and then 61 by Rich Swann. So, Enzo had the belt for a few months, and then before that was a couple quick changes.
Very true. Okay, well, we'll see what Triple H thinks, man, because he's the one running the show for that one. So, got the tag team. So let's change gears. I want to go back to the tag team division. I want to get this, because when you start looking at the lineup of these matches, you're gonna start like from this point forward, like the tag team. I don't want champs. I don't want to say are the lower of the matches, but I think out of all the matches that are left, they're the least anticipated ones. But I think it's actually going to be posed as one of the better matches of the night. I'm actually interested to see the Bar versus AOP. I'm tired of seeing the Bar being the champs, but at the same time, you got 2 powerhouse teams with the Bar and AOP. It's just muscle on muscle, and you don't get that as much anymore. You don't have that. You don't see those. You don't have those big matches like that anymore. It's either big guy versus little guy, or just 2 regular guys or something. You don't have the beef that's going to happen in this match. And I think everyone's still a little shocked that AOP is the champs right now. It went too quick. I see Mind Freak shaking his head. It's not like we were going to see. I thought they were going to try to at least go for another week or 2 with Dean and freaking Rollins just kind of living on the edge for a week or 2 and then finally give it up at Survivor Series or something like that. But yeah, seeing AOP get that championship just like that, I was like, wow, okay, change it over. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna, this is a hard one to go with, but I think I'm gonna give it to AOP. And the reason why I'm going to give it to AOP is because Raw has won the last 2 Survivor matches, And I think SmackDown needs to pull off a win, and this is going to be one of those matches that you don't anticipate them winning, and it's going to happen. I think there'll probably be some outside interference with
You want
GM of
SmackDown
2.
to win?
Oh yeah, no, my apologies. Yeah. SmackDown's gonna win. Excuse me, but let me rephrase that. This is gonna be one of those matches they're not gonna win. That AOP is gonna pull it off for Raw. It's gonna be the unexpected one. It's gonna be because of outside interference, something going on with the manager. He's gonna come in and do something.
You mean Big
It's
Show's not going to stop Little Drake and snap him in half?
yeah, exactly. Rockstar Spud, man.
Big Show eats potatoes bigger than that guy in the morning for breakfast. Yeah.
I'm going with AOP though. I'm going with AOP on that one. So, My Freak, you're up.
I'm gonna go with AOP as well.
Wait, okay, go for it. Yeah.
I'm gonna go with AOP as well. Because really, at the point, like looking at it, with everything the bar has done, everything that they've been successful with. I mean, it's one of those things where they don't need the win. But to kind of boost AOP a little bit, I know they started dominating, then they left a little bit. They had issues with whatever was going on, and they came back. What?
They sucked.
No. Actually, no. Actually, the reason we didn't see him on TV for about a month or a half, was one of them was having troubles with his work visa. Had nothing to do with them sucking.
It's because he got hurt. He was injured.
Yeah, whatever.
Because he sucks in the ring.
Can I have the mic?
No.
What? That's it.
You said you wanted a reason. I gave you one. Damn it! Now pick your pick and make it.
It's AOP.
All right.
As I was saying, it's
Well
because
done.
the bar's already done a lot of stuff. They don't need to necessarily prove themselves or anything like that. I think to kind of like solidify AOP's title reign and kind of make them like the threat that they're trying to build them up. Having a big win like this over the bar can do that.
All right, but Bearded Master, what do you think, sir?
I think that in an odd change of pace, Mind Freak gave a damn good reason right now. I'm just kidding, bud. I'm just joking.
Holy crap!
I'm sorry, you say something?
No, I'm going along the same lines. Giving it to AOP. I think the bar, like Mind Freak said, they don't need the win, but above that, it's not so much that that AOP needs the win. It's more along the lines that one, they won the bouts out of nowhere, so to speak.
Yeah.
They have been trying to build them up as a strong, dominant powerhouse over the last month and a half, up to 2 months. Because when they first came in, they were beating everybody, but everybody they've beaten has been complete squash matches. I think this is gonna be like with the exception of Seth Rollins, and it was just Rollins by himself. This match against the Bar is gonna be their first real tag team match against a legitimate tag team.
Yes, it is.
I don't think it's gonna be a squash match, but I think this is the opportunity for them to really get AOP over as a dominant force by letting that, Cesaro and Sheamus are going to give one to the new guys and are going to, so to speak, job out because they're going to give them this win. They're going to lay down for them to get this win. And it's because they don't need a win. They won't be hurt by losing. And AOP is going to be elevated by getting a dominant win over the Bar.
Absolutely. Yeah. Now, the only thing I wish the AOP would do is get a better finisher. That stupid crushing, or what was that? Walking power bomb, bumping in each other and then dropping them. It's a weak finisher. They got to come up with something new.
Agreed.
But yeah, we're all there though. AOP is going to take it, so that's good. All right. So moving forward, we got one more match before just stuff goes crazy. And this is just a match that was already set in stone, and so nothing's changed. But I do like some of the promos that have been running lately. Rollins versus Shinsuke. Now, first off the bat, nothing sounds better than listening to Shinsuke say, "I'm going to break your face." That was awesome. That right there was the promo of the night. Just hearing him say that. This is going to be probably the most athletic match, I think, out of what we have left here. You've got two serious guys that have been doing it for a while. You've got obviously Seth freaking Rollins, who's been just on fire. Shinsuke's hasn't had a good title run, man. This has been a very quiet, like, why the hell is he a champ title run? I do believe this will finally be the match that we've been waiting for Shinsuke to have. Straight up, just fight mano a mano to Seth Rollins. And I want to say it's probably going to be one of the better matches that finishes out the night if they allow it to happen the way it is. Shinsuke's we've said it every time we talk about him. They've done his character wrong. They've done him wrong with all this low blow crap and whatever. So this is going to be the match I think that propels him over. I'm going to hold off on my thoughts as far as winning because I've been doing it.
Don't be scared. Don't
be scared. Throw it.
I'm not going to be bad. All right, cool, man. I'm giving it to Shinsuke. I'm giving it to Shinsuke. I think this is his match. It's not going to hurt. It's not going to hurt freaking Rollins to lose. And for some stupid reason, I don't think it's going to be a clean win, and it's not going to be Shinsuke. I mean, there's one name that's on here that's not on any match.
So let's go to the next person to make their picks first before we go any further on that.
That's true. Good point. Good point. Yeah. Do you think? Well, Bearded Master, you're up. Go for it.
Yeah. So I agree. There's going to be somebody else that has an interjection in this match. Although I think it's going to be at the end of the match after the match is over. I do believe that this is the match that's going to get Nakamura to a completely different level. And here's the thing. We have him going against Seth Rollins. So I honestly believe this is going to be the match that starts off the entire card, which is going to be a great thing. One, we have the showstopper. We have, Mr. WrestleMania. It's coming down to where Seth Rollins is known as the show starter because he is the first match to start off most shows because of how great of a match he puts on, no matter who's in that match with him. So because it's going to be the starting match, I think that will help elevate it because they're going to give it some more time to get the crowd pumped up, and they have to give Nakamura that moment and that opportunity to really let his strong style out that they haven't necessarily been able to do or allowed to happen. And because Seth Rollins is in that match, it gives him somebody who he can wrestle with and get that match and that style out that will not only sell it, but will also exceed with it. And has it to the next level. So I think this is going to be a great match. Like you said, it's going to elevate Nakamura to a completely different level. Seth Rollins is going to help amp it up to that next level. Seth Rollins is going to get the win. And then we have the interjection after the win when Seth Rollins standing tall because he won't be standing tall for much longer after that.
All right. My freak, you're up, buddy.
So
now this is a tough one. It could go either way. Yeah, thank you very much.
So
sir.
it's a tough one. It can go either way.
You've got full Saxton, sir.
Shut up, Saxton. Ladies and
No. Absolutely with what Mark said, with Rollins, with how well of a performer he is, this is going to be one of the very first matches, if not the first match. Rollins is if not one of the greatest in-ring performers right now with everything that he does. One of them, I didn't say I said one of them.
I thought you were about to say of all time. I'm like, whoa.
No.
Yeah,
of this time.
That foot open, huh?
You're giving the living legend to somebody now who hasn't quite earned it yet. It's a different conversation.
No.
I digress.
I know you do. The gentleman. No. Yeah, exactly. So I mean, outside interference from who we're not naming just yet, but I see it as where it is going to be interjected and something's going to happen, and it could be a win by DQ in favor of Shinsuke. It's just one of the things I can think of. But like you guys say, it's too, he hasn't really been doing much. Very quiet title reign. It could be his breakout match, but I see it going towards Rollins. For the reason that with what's going on with his storyline on Raw, it's a way to progress it.
So you think Rollins is going to win by DQ finish?
No, I'm saying I say it could be that way, but I'm going with Rollins with the win, and then Dean's going to come in and interfere after or before. Okay. Yeah, I'm saying the win's going to Rollins.
Okay. So same as Bearded Master.
Yep.
You know what though? Now here's the thing. You just brought up something at the end. We know who. Now we could since everyone's picked. We know who it is and everything. I think it's going to be Shinsuke winning it only because of the fact that he is going to interject Dean Ambrose, and he is going to make that rivalry go.
Okay, so you're saying that he's going to interject and Nakamura's going to win. So you're saying that he's going to come in and hit and basically knock out Nakamura before he attacks Seth Rollins?
Doesn't even have to knock him out. I think something's going to happen.
He's going to attack Nakamura.
I'm going to say that Nakamura is going to win. Ambrose is going to get interjected somehow.
Okay.
It's a real. You know how many different ways they could do this and everything. I just know that Dean Ambrose is going to get himself interjected into it. Shinsuke is going to win, but his interjection and what's going to happen after, like you mentioned, is going to start off this transgression of or this moving forward of Dean Ambrose versus Seth Rollins for the next through Royal Rumble, if not longer.
This could potentially take us all the way to WrestleMania. And if it does, this will absolutely be the feud of the year up to that point. Like the year of WrestleMania, if you have Dean Ambrose at the highest level, he's looking like he's back to being coming. And Seth Rollins, he's there all the time. By the time they go that long, name me a feud that's going to be better than that. Because I think that the biggest feud we've had so far, with the exception of Becky Lynch and the entire roster, we have AJ and Joe, and that was personal, and they were doing good matches.
Hey, don't forget Johnny Gargano and Tommaso. That was an awesome rivalry.
I'm talking main roster right now, though. I'm not.
Oh, main roster. Okay, gotcha. Cool.
So if we're talking main roster, I think that this can go long and be a feud better than Joe and AJ Styles, 100%. Because here's the thing: a lot of the history with Joe and AJ is prior to WWE.
Yeah,
the history between Dean and Seth is WWE. We've seen it all play out in front of us.
So and then the other difference is though too is that the way that the rivalry actually will go. The rivalry in WWE with Joe and AJ were purely Joe just going family. Just it was all personal. He did the mind games kind of thing. This other one, Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose, man, hey, look, man, Seth stabbed everyone in the back first. Dean just returned it. This has been going on for how many years now, and it could still go. There's no family stuff in this. We talked about last week. Renee Young's not even saying a damn word about it. She
she got called out on that last week.
Yeah, and she's still keeping herself.
Just wait until Seth Rollins brings her into the mix and is like, Dean, I got your wife on my side, dude. Like, you need to chill out.
That's when it's gonna get bad, man. That's when it's gonna get bad.
It is. Because she's playing it as if Dean is unhinged, is not communicating with her, not telling her anything, and doing his own thing. And that's just, it's setting up for her to be placed against Dean.
Yeah, I got you. So that's it. Yeah, all right, let's get through that, man. That's we can go the rest of the night with that. I'm going to take a minute to just once again thank Malice Corp, Malice-Corp for allowing us to do this show. The reason why I'm going to throw this in is because from this point forward, everything just gets crazy. Malice-Corp, phenomenal group. They are letting us do this every week. Check them out. Tomorrow night is their season finale of their main show at 8 p.m. on Twitch TV. They also have a ton of other casts as well. Comics for All, The Quest for 100, Nerd Mosh Pit. these are just a few of what we have going on. They also do a Walking Dead cast every Monday night, Fear cast. They do it all. Check it out. Go to malice-corp.com. You can actually see all the podcasts and the links to them. You'll see us on there and all of our shows that you can find on YouTube and iTunes and Stitcher. All that stuff's there. Just go to that website. You could also, because we got the holiday season coming around, we are Malice Corp is 2 years running. This is the end of the second season, and we're still starting off. We're still getting our feet going, and we're getting better and better. But with the holiday season coming around, you will see on that website a little Amazon link, because most of us do our shopping for the holidays around Amazon. Take a second to just do that extra step. Hit that link. It'll actually help out the Corp itself. You'll be able to get your savings with your Prime, but Malice Corp gets a little love for that. So make sure you use that. You can buy gift cards or whatever you want to through Amazon, and it would help the guys out. So thank you very much, Malice Corp, malice-corp.com. So here we go, guys. This week was probably the biggest MF. I'm going to keep it PG right now, because I'm sure somewhere down the line we're going to let the other ones drop. This has been a crazy week in the WWE. Okay? Everything that the reason why we bitch and complain about the shows before SmackDown or the shows before major pay-per-views are lame and more talking than anything is because of what just freaking happened this week. Okay, so let's start off with the women's side, because I think this is actually I want to have the most of the conversation on this. SmackDown pulled an invasion on Monday night. Becky Lynch and all of her freaking last 316 came out, just walked down the aisle. The Raw SmackDown group, or the Raw group, is all there. She's talking her yang, and then all of a sudden the SmackDown players come in. It's very similar to what happened last year. Now, if you haven't seen the episode, or if you haven't gone back and seen it, if you're a wrestling fan, you've seen it enough. She got cold cocked by Nia Jax. And to be honest with you, just a little side note, I think after Survivor Series, I think Nia Jax going on the shelf for a little bit, because someone put up a nice little video of all the mess ups she's had in the last year, and she's actually injured a lot of people. Vega was the last one she injured, throwing her against Tamina, who hit Tamina in the face, and then she dropped down. She has a severe concussion out. She freaking messed up a shoulder driver on Charlotte Flair, hit her face and dropped her on her face. I mean, there's so many things that Nia Jax has gone wrong. I love her, but man, I saw this video. I was like, holy crap, she needs to work on some stuff. But she just straight destroyed Becky Lynch's face. Fractured the face, blood flowing everywhere. And let me tell you, the baddest freaking thing I've seen was Becky Lynch, just hands all covered in blood, not giving an F. That was the best freaking
the Irish
scene
war
I've
paint
seen.
picture she posted.
Oh my god,
that was amazing. That just solidifies everything that we've been saying about her. The Stone Cold Becky Lynch, just face like, I'm the man, I'm the champ. I came to your store, I got cracked open, I'm still standing. Let's go.
It was awesome. It was straight awesome. The downside to it, she's not wrestling. The good thing is they didn't strip her belt from her yet. But she's not going to be wrestling for at least a couple months, unless she finally gets comfortable. The type of injury she gets, or she had, I don't know if I've never had it done myself, but I've known buddies who've had it done, and it's one of those things where you can put a mask on it and everything, but if you take one bad bump, it all starts all over again. It even can get to the point where it could affect vision and breathing and stuff. But she got laid out. And so then what happens the following night? They come out. Who's going to take on Ronda Rousey? There you go, Charlotte Flair. So I want to start off with the women's championship match first. Ronda versus Charlotte. Not a championship as far as a belt, okay? But you've got quintessentially Charlotte, who's going to be is going to be a Hall of Famer. obviously pure blood in a sense, coming from the Flair line, going against Ronda Rousey. If you could pick another person other than Becky Lynch to take Ronda Rousey on in a situation like this where it's Survivor Series, good freaking call on that with Charlotte. Because Charlotte's going to need to carry the match, just like Becky Lynch would have carried the match. And this isn't going to be a 5-minute match. This has to go longer than 10 minutes. This has got to be a showcase 15, 20-minute match. Now, being that said, I'm not showing any favoritism either way here yet. Let's start off. Mind Freak, you're pointing and you're wanting to say something. Let it out.
So, with some of the stuff that I read, originally the match between like Charlotte and Ronda, where they were supposed to set up as like a WrestleMania match kind of thing. And then I know I've said before, you know, when we're going to start, you know, the UFC horsewomen versus the WWE horsewomen, I mentioned it most likely would be between Charlotte and Ronda. Now that Becky's injured, we don't know what's going to happen with her. If they're going to take her title or not, that we don't know. But ultimately, this could be a great match in the sense of, you know, Charlotte carrying the match, but in a sense of being able to start the storyline or kind of put into play the pieces of the 4 horsewomen versus the 4 horsewomen of WWE. Becky not gotten hurt, we'd be having a completely different conversation. I'd be going Becky all the way for this match. But now that it's Charlotte, this is one of those things where I just strictly, and the only reason I'm making this pick is just strictly based on everything that's been going on and the way they're trying to promote and set up everything. I think they're going to give this one to Ronda because it is Charlotte.
All right. Bearded Master.
All right. Stay with me here.
Let me get my drink. Hold on, Zach. No, go for it.
There is a 4-letter word that is thrown around a lot in wrestling, especially in the WWE, and we've heard it and seen it for years. It starts with a W, ends with a K, called the work. I think at the end of the day, this is a work. I don't think this is a true injury, so I don't think she's going to be gone for long. I think she's actually going to be there that night. I don't think she really broke her nose in concussion as much as they say she did. The way she got up and the way she walked out of that ring and was the last one to walk out on top, I don't see concussion there. Now, I'm not a doctor, so I can't say there wasn't one afterwards. Who knows? I don't think there was. I think this is Becky Lynch being the puppet master, and she's going to do what she wants. She's pulling her. She got maybe, you know, they're playing it off as she got punched in the face. That's why she's going to be in the match. She put Charlotte in there. I think this is her opportunity to take Charlotte and Ronda out at the exact same time. Charlotte and Ronda is going to be a decent match. Obviously, Charlotte's going to carry the hell out of this match and going to give the pin and the win to Ronda. I think that Becky Lynch is going to be there, come out, and get the best of both of them at the end of this time. I don't think that if it goes to the point where she doesn't defend the title over X amount of days, they're going to pull the title from her. I think the way that they're going with her character, she's got the mentality. I mean, we've all been joking. We've all been saying it. Becky 316, the last kicker's 316, you know, that last with the sass or whatever they're calling her.
The man.
Literally the man. Because when WWE tries to pull that rank from her and pull that title, she will be the one that says, yeah, that's not happening. And I can see her standing up to the authority, Steve Austin, and say, this isn't happening. She would be the one to call out Brock freaking Lesnar. Brock doesn't defend his title. Why don't I? I don't need to do it. You're not going to pull my title. I'm injured because of your superstar. I'm not giving him my title. You want it? Come and get it. Oh, you're not going to let me defend it? That's your problem, not mine. Becky's at that point where she is going to be above the WWE, and she has put herself there. So I think at the end of the day, Ronda gets his win because it's Ronda, and they're building up something. I think they're doing a complete audible here. That's why we're seeing what we're seeing. I think that they see that a match at WrestleMania between Ronda and Becky Lynch is going to be much bigger than Ronda versus Charlotte. I think that Monday night was the icing on the cake as far as they realize that no matter what happens, Becky is going to be higher than Ronda at any given time with the universe. I don't think that going into this match, they had a finish for it because you can't give the loss to Ronda yet. And I don't think you can give the loss to Becky yet. So either way, I do not think there would have been a clean finish for this match. Whether it's interjection, whether it's someone gets DQ'd, the 4 horsewomen pull out, whatever it may be, I don't think this match would have gone their way. So I think they see that this match is a much higher level than for a Survivor Series, and they've delayed it. And they did audible last minute to turn that around. Ronda gets the win. Becky gets the ass kick at the end.
See, being that I've been in, I'm not going to say I'm a sports medicine guru, but that's actually where my college degree started with and everything. And seeing the actual impact and seeing the day after, she got messed up. And
really? She got a broken nose, right?
No, they said they broke. She broke the cheekbone area and the facial area. Not a broken nose. The nose probably did get broken, to be perfectly frank, but a lot of the damage happened around that orbital eye socket.
So where would they need a bandage to help with the healing process of that injury?
It needs time. You cannot get out there and like I said, you got to let the body, you got to let the skull, you got to let the face kind of like mold back together and heal up. Right. You can't jar it.
Yeah, but usually if it's that bad, there will be some kind of face bandage to help with that mend process, rather than let her walk around like nothing happened.
No, they would not. They would put, like in years past when WWE had the similar situation, they put a mask on after they were gone for 2 or 3 weeks. You don't necessarily need to put bandages over the face. Bandages over the face is only going to cover up the bruises. She needs time to allow the body to kind of get itself going again. Becky Lynch is not going to be physically doing anything other than maybe, if she is there, distracting, grabbing a foot, doing something like that, but there is not going to be any kind of contact or any type of punching or any type of rolling whatsoever with Becky Lynch at all.
You willing to put a point up on that?
I'm willing to put a point up on that.
I
don't think
she will have some physical altercation at this point. I'm not saying like full on match and back and forth, but she will have some kind of altercation.
Hey, pulling the foot and everything, that's totally fine. No, it's not going to be any type of slamming or anything.
She will get an arm bar, or she will get a finisher on her. She will get something done outside of a interjection, as far as a foot grab or whatever it might be, distraction.
Yeah. Now, I will say this, though, and I think Mind Freak's on it, and it allows you to actually see what I think WWE was really trying to plan. I think this was the beginning of the 4 horsewomen struggle. Or, not struggle. The competition between the two. The reason why I say that is this would be the opportune time to get the UFC 4 horsewomen together, because of the fact that NXT is doing their show the night before. This is their second biggest pay-per-view of the year, one of their biggest ones, and it allows them to interject not only Baszler but also the other 2, which I can't get their names off the top of my head right now. But it allows them to interject somehow into that match itself. Albeit it's not going to be Lynch, it is going to be Flair. And I hate to tell you this, but Ronda Rousey is going to get a loss against Flair. And the reason why I say that is because of the last name, Flair. Simple as that. I'm not saying it's going to be a clean win. I'm not saying I just know that somehow Flair is going to get the win, and this is going to be the beginning of what I think is going to be the headline for WrestleMania.
So, thinking back to what Marty said about the whole Dodge thing, it makes more sense now because I kind of thought about that too, but not to the extent he did. Marty, you're kind of spot on with that. But thinking back to that, we had a similar situation like this with Ronda Rousey, but this was for the championship belt back at Money in the Bank when she took on Nia. You're not going to give the loss to either one, like Nia having the win or making Nia lose with where she was at the time. Here you have Alexa Bliss interject herself with the Money in the Bank briefcase to win the title over Nia versus having her drop it to Ronda over like that way. So I similar kind of situation. You're not ready to give Ronda a loss yet, but you're not ready to give Becky a loss when she's been on such a mean streak.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, because with this particular match, this is pretty much setting up their run. This is going to set up Royal Rumble to WrestleMania. This is going to be the headline match. It's going to be Ronda Rousey versus whoever, Lynch, Charlotte, whatever they're going to do. Ronda Rousey is going to be in the headline match for WrestleMania next year. That's what's going to happen. And this match is going to set it up. How WWE wants to do it, if they're smart, they'll listen to Triple H and let him run that one piece. Because I do know from time to time when it comes to pay-per-views or certain shows, certain storylines, they do allow, like, there's one person running the show, but they do allow influence on certain things. And this would be that one where I would think they would be smart enough to bring in Triple H and his team to run this storyline, because it is going to run for 6 months. And you've got to be able to put all the intangibles in there. You got to put all the players and the pieces together, and you have to work around current situation with injury and possibly have that situation in future. I will give him kudos, though. I don't think there's any other person on that roster right now that would be able to give Ronda Rousey a run for money other than Charlotte right now and Becky Lynch. And I think that was a great call. Now, on that note, there's been a lot of people giving crap about the hug. Okay.
That was a
saying,
hug.
What's that?
That hug was not a legit hug.
Yeah. What do you guys think about it? Like, I mean, it's forced. Do you think that was forced because Becky Lynch forced it? You think WWE forced it? It's kind of like, hey, this is the handoff. What do you think?
I think it was a forced hug because Becky Lynch and Charlotte Flair just got out of a feud, and I don't think that, like I said earlier, Becky Lynch is still going to be up above both of them at the end of the night. So I think she's still looking at Charlotte like, you're an adversary, you're second tier to me, and I do not, even though I'm telling you that you can take it to her, I know you're not really, I really don't care for you. But I'm going to hug you out because I just chose you to take my spot.
I think it was a forced hug, and then Becky was whispering like, "Hey, you better beat her, or you're going to have to face me, and you know what I can do to you."
Yeah, I was going to say the same thing on that, where I noticed that too. Like it was a one-arm hug, obviously, but then also you could see Becky Lynch talking into Charlotte's ear. I don't know if anyone's figured out what they said, but you could definitely say it was something similar to like, "Hey, break her arm, break her leg, do whatever." A lot of upset people about that, though, and I don't know. Do you kind of put that up to the frustrations as the video of the original Wolfpack when they first did the whole, like, hey, at the end of the match they're showing video of everyone holding hands and everything, Shawn Michaels, Triple H, Kevin Nash, and Razor Ramon. Do you hold it up to that level?
Click.
Yeah, the Click. Do you hold it up to that?
In a Wolfpack.
Do you hold it up to the Click?
No, I don't, because I think it's two totally different things.
Gotcha.
I don't. That was four friends with two leaving to go to rival organization. This is two friends who have had a feud that they hate each other, and now I'm going to act like I didn't just come out of a 3-month feud with you, and I'm gonna act like you're my best friend again, and that's what irritated me about it.
Yeah.
That's what Trump chalks it up to, and I think that's why it was forced, because it's like, I think Becky considers the same way. Like, I don't want that. Like, we've been feuding. I don't want to be picking you, but you're the best opportunity, so I'm going to be nice for the moment. It's Survivor Series. Enemies meet up with each other to fight the other brand.
Yep.
Together for the common enemy, which is Ronda Rousey and the Raw brand.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah, I once again, going back to my idea that SmackDown's going to pull it off, they have to have the Charlotte win. I don't know how it's going to happen, but they have to have that win. If SmackDown's going to pull off the win, So let's then go to the Survivor Series, the women's Survivor Series match, because obviously that got affected by it. You pull Charlotte. Right now, Raw has their lineup between Natalya, Mickie James, Nia Jax, Tamina, and Ruby Riott. I like the fact that Tamina and Nia are starting to team up there. I like that idea. I like that combination. It'll go great once they get a tag team freaking championship going, whenever they pull their heads out of their asses for that. So here's the situation. SmackDown has yet to announce the person replacing Charlotte. Now, do you think they're going to go all the way to Survivor? I think they're going to go to the Survivor Series, and then they're going to announce it as like a surprise pick. Who's it going to be? Who do you guys think it's going to be? Mind Freak, who do you think?
Nikki Cross.
Okay, once again, you got to follow up with that, dude. You just can't drop it.
I can,
good.
And I just did. Yes.
Follow up. Why?
They kind of gave her debut on SmackDown a couple weeks ago in a match against Becky. Yeah, I know. But when you kind of think about it though, too, I mean, yeah, you have Mandy, but then you could put Mandy into it. I know, but then that kind of ruins that storyline you're trying to build up between her and Sonya Deville a little bit with
and her and the entire female roster that she's better than them all.
Exactly. So I think just to add some of that, like that, not necessarily pop factor, but that kind of like, hey, you're part of SmackDown. Let's be on the team. Let's go at it, and let's beat Raw. Well, try to beat Raw.
Okay.
So that's my pick.
Mind Freak.
Yes.
Oh wait, first of all, wait, hold a sec. No, yeah, who do you pick for the win?
Oh, Raw.
Raw. Okay, gotcha.
Well, you pick Raw Women's?
Yes.
All right, Marty, you're up, sir.
I'm you. Oh wait, wrong one. My bad. Yeah, I got SmackDown winning this one.
Okay.
One thing. I mean, we have Carmella, she's going to be basically the lone bottom sheep of this team. I think you got too much power on the Raw side, what's going to cause it's going to be negative for them. I'm not sold on Ruby Riott. I don't think Mickie James's point is just the talent, that she's the legend basically in the match, and Natalya is just whatever. I don't even want to get involved in that one right now. But you have Naomi, who's done well, who has kind of been in the shadows lately. You got Sonya Deville, who's a great up and comer, who they are starting to build up as her own person as well, especially with whatever kind of is going on between her and Mandy and what's not going on there, or whatever it may be. And then you have Asuka, where if you look at the roster, this matchup, she's probably the highest caliber wrestler in this entire match.
Mm-hmm.
So just if you compare talent to talent, I think that SmackDown's going to come out and win this match, but then we don't know who that fifth person is. And that fifth person could be a game changer. And I know that there's a lot of reports out there, and there's a lot of things saying it's not going to happen and it can't happen. And she's saying it's not going to ever happen again. I think that we see Paige show up and she's the fifth member. Not for a permanent wrestling match, but she could be in there in a Survivor Series match where she could be protected, where she comes in and she gets a finisher, gets a hold, whatever it may be, doesn't take any bumps. We got Kurt Angle in matches. We got Daniel Bryan in matches. I think we could see Paige potentially show up in her. I'm not going to put my word on and say it's going to be her because of the injuries. Who knows? I would say that she's a big surprise. Other than that, there really is no other female that can be brought up or brought over or on the roster that could fill that spot unless it's a complete surprise from either NXT or somebody they just signed and know that you do not even expect to be there. But either way, I think SmackDown gets the win here.
Yeah, and I'm going to agree with you on that. SmackDown is going to pull the win off. I can't believe you forgot their big gun, Carmella.
I said, that's the first name I said.
Is
Yeah, it
that?
was.
I missed
It
it. I
was.
missed it.
I heard it.
Okay.
You're too busy
Oh,
dreaming about Carmella to even hear me say it.
hell
Oh,
no.
man.
I was trying to come up with a good joke about how freaking Mind Freak wants Mandy Rose.
I
Looks,
mean,
he got a big old smile on his face.
who doesn't want Mandy Rose? I mean,
Yeah,
if you
good
don't,
point.
then, you know, you
Yeah.
better back up off, man.
So yeah, I go with SmackDown winning it for similar reasons that you said. I think that years past when you've watched the Survivor Series, the team that has the muscle tends not to win because they're always the ones that are having problems too. I agree. I'm not sold on Ruby Riott. I do like Tamina and Nia, but they're going to be separate. I mean, remember, Nia Jax has a title match after when it's all said and done. Mickie James, at this point, man, I had hopes for her when she first came back, but man, this is just getting ridiculous.
If you look at what Mickie James has become, she's become the Dudley Boys. Dudley Boys came back a couple years ago. We thought we were going to get a final run, and the entire time they were there, they were just jobbing out to the new up and comers.
And Mickie, yeah, Mickie James is freaking Alexa Bliss's whatever you want to call her, you know what I'm saying? That's what she is. The fifth person, this is interesting because you can go, once again, we've said that, I've said this a couple times now, you can go in so many different ways with this. This is the opportunity to bring somebody in and give them a pop. I haven't heard of any signings or anything or anyone coming up on contract that would be a big name to throw in there. I know they're not going to give it to Lita or Trish, and I hope they don't because I don't want to see them in the ring anymore. They did their thing, move on. I think this could be the opportunity you could use to either pull one of the names from NXT, but not regular NXT. I think this might be the opportunity you give someone like, say, I don't know, Toni Storm. Why not? She's got everybody on her. She's got everyone going for her right now. She's got the backing behind her. She's 22 years old, so she's got the age factor going with it too. Why not give it to Toni Storm? That would be a huge pop, and it would be an unexpected pop too. And it's exactly what someone like her could use to her advantage. She's done so well in the independents, and now to the point where she's in NXT UK that she's made her name. But man, wouldn't it be cool to see her come out for Survivor Series, that music flare, and everyone's like, "Holy crap, it's Toni freaking Storm." So I'm gonna say it's gonna be Toni Storm that comes in and is the fifth player. I would love to see Paige because I really do miss seeing Paige in the ring. But it's once again, it's an Edge situation. You don't see Edge coming back anymore because of the same situation. And I think she's embraced her GM role. I think she's embraced the fact that she's making money and she's not having to put her body in the line. I mean, for God's sake, she was wrestling since she was like 10 years old. And even before that, when she was in her mom's womb, pretty much. So she's been in that ring well too long. I mean, a long time compared to everyone else who's been in there catching up to years. So I would love this Paige, but I don't see Paige doing it, even in the role where she's just on the side, not doing anything. I think it would just be a distraction from the actual match itself. Use that pop for someone who could really use it.
Speaking of Paige, the trailer for the movie about her story that The Rock's doing, the trailer came out today, and I have to say it looks pretty good.
That's also what leads me to believe it could be her because of they got her movie coming out. It'd be a perfect opportunity to get the additional spotlight on her.
All right, I go with you on that one. I could see it. I just I don't know. It comes to a point where you risk it.
I don't want it to be. I can just see the WWE if they're able to, then they would. If they can capitalize on it, they would.
Absolutely. If
WWE, I mean, they try to capitalize on the all-in slogan. You know it's true.
Oh man! All right. Yeah, I just don't see it. I don't see it. I think she'll be out there, but I just definitely don't see her participating like that. I don't think anyone wants to take that risk. But all right, so we've got a couple more matches left, and we're switching to the guys' side, and I think we'll get into the actual Survivor Series match first. Unless you guys think otherwise. I mean, I mean, either way, both matches were affected by this week's oh my God moment again. So, we'll start off with the fact of what happened. Once again, if you haven't been able to see this, this is a spoiler alert. Do not turn off or whatever, but SmackDown gave us the match we were looking for 3 weeks ago and the outcome we were asking for 2 months ago. And everyone's still perplexed with the reason why and everything. And man, heel turn or possible, which I think is gonna.
He did a low blow to AJ Styles, a la Nakamura. I mean,
Yeah,
you don't get much more heat or heel than that.
The only reason why I say possible is because of the fact that do you think everyone's going to bite on it? Do you think people are going to want to see heel Daniel Bryan?
People are going to want to see heel Daniel Bryan, but people are going to boo him for what he did, which is what's going to automatically make him a heel. There was booing that night it happened.
Yeah. There was also a lot of cheering, though, as well. There was more cheering than booing.
The cheering was there because that was all because you see, put it this way. You had a third of the people cheering. You had a third of people booing. And then you had everybody else in the arena that was stunned of what they just saw.
WTF.
Because nobody was expecting Daniel Bryan to win the match. So I will give the WWE that. Bullshit. That's all I'm saying. I mean, it's just bullshit.
So I guess if you haven't figured it out already, the headline, the championship or the champion versus championship match has changed, and then you've got. But we'll go to the Survivor Series, and this is where I was kind of throwing off a little bit. But so you've got Raw that has Braun, Dolph, Drew, Finn, and Bobby. That's pretty much everyone they've been pushing for the last 2 months, anyways. SmackDown has Miz, Shane, Samoa, Ray, and Jeff Hardy. Now, the first thing that escapes my freaking mind, and I'm hoping that Shane or some, why isn't AJ Smith
Styles?
Just kidding. AJ Styles, yeah, in the match. I mean, if I lose a belt, if I'm a captain, I'd be like, yeah, I want this guy in. But you've got that. That's what you have. You have the Raw team versus
AJ Styles could have taken Daniel Bryan's spot.
Absolutely. And yeah, you give it to Jeff Hardy.
Best wrestler on the entire freaking roster, not on the card, not helping the team out. Oh, hey, guess what? You know what? Oh, Shane O'Mac is on the team when you have AJ Styles going home. Really?
Yeah, man. Yeah, I don't get it, man. And Jeff Hardy gets picked. Now, I love Jeff Hardy, but I mean, he hasn't been Jeff Hardy lately. They've been trying to transition him to Nemo or Nero, excuse me. I'm having a great time at the end here. And it just hasn't transitioned as fast as they wanted to. So Jeff Hardy's in the flux. That's the last guy I would think you would want on there, or at least
but not think about. Not only that, you're bypassing another dominant name, Randy Orton.
That's true. You also have Randy Orton not in the show.
Did you not see that? I mean, I literally just did that like a moment ago. Just saying.
I wasn't paying attention to you. No, I'm just kidding.
I was lost in the awesomeness that is your beard.
Yes.
Well, that happens.
There you go. It did cover half the screen.
That is true. I mean, you look at that team. You take away Shane, you take away Jeff, you insert AJ, you insert Randy Orton. That is a freaking ridiculous lineup. Like, holy crap. That match could literally go either way.
Yeah. So now you're running the same scenario that the women have. Raw this year has been stacked with strength and power and stuff. So you got Braun Strowman, Dolph, Drew, Finn, and Bobby. So you got Bobby, Drew McIntyre, and Braun Strowman. The biggest guy that SmackDown has is Samoa Joe. So it's like you want to sit there and say that it should be SmackDown, but unfortunately, this is the one where I'm going to say it's going to be Raw. And I don't know how you would be able to have. I mean, I'm sorry. It's one of those things where I'm looking and saying, Kairi Sane can't be beating Shayna Baszler. This is like the same scenario.
Yeah. So I mean, I'm going with Raw on this one.
Yeah,
I am. And I'm going to say there's a double turn, either be during or after this match. And that double turn, Randy Orton's going to come out and interject himself because he's not picked for this team.
Yeah.
We saw the other day he came out during that match, or during the qualifier match. And then we're going to see a turn with Braun Strowman and Drew McIntyre. I think Braun Strowman turns on Drew McIntyre mid-match, and
I think you're partly right. Braun Strowman's going to turn on Baron Corbin mid-match.
Baron Corbin's not even in the match.
He's the team captain.
He's not in the match though, so that has no effect on what's going to happen in the match though.
Yeah, I give a crap less about Baron Corbin. In fact, every time I mention his name, I want.
That's like
to go
saying,
take a
"Oh,
crap.
Leo Rush is there," So let's have him turn on Leo Rush. I can get it. He can turn on Baron Corbin.
Yeah.
He probably can get his hands on him, but it has no holding toll on the match.
Okay.
I mean, I guess I could see where Mind Freak was going with it, where I guess he would sit there and the way that Braun Strowman gets eliminated isn't by a cover or anything. It's because Baron Corbin does something stupid. Braun Strowman goes over there and knocks him the F out and then walks out the door. Now, I know that.
And Shane McMahon beats Braun Strowman because that makes sense. And that's probably what's going to happen, too, because it's Shane McMahon.
Yeah, I mean, here's the messed up part about it is that the storyline they have going with Braun is like, all right, cool, just be a team player, and then you have Corbin all day long and any stipulation and blah blah blah. Right off the bat, I said this last week, and I'm going to say again: there is too much freaking McMahon. There's too much McMahon involved in these last matches. I don't want to see Stephanie McMahon anymore doing stuff. I don't want to see Shane McMahon. They should just be in the back drop like they have been doing. It's been successful without them. So, but yeah, I'm going to give it to Raw as well. Freak, what do you think, sir?
I'm going to say SmackDown.
Wow. All right, then.
He's trying to go for the who? Okay, we got to pick for the now. I don't know if we did this for the women as well.
I'm not picking one for the women's.
I'm not either.
Just because okay. Here's the thing. It's SmackDown, and it's good. I think with what's listed, Asuka's the sure sign to be that final win.
All right, but I say we make a quick modification.
But we don't even know who the fifth person is.
Okay, if you think it's going to be the mystery person, you get the point if you say the mystery person stays.
You see, and I can't say that because you don't know who the mystery person is. If the mystery person ends up being Billie Kay, then it's not going to happen. Do you know what I mean? But
I would seriously punch a screen if Billie Kay walked out.
I mean, she's not even the best one in that freaking tag team, so why would you have her there? But it's a WWE, so who knows?
Yeah.
And that's just my thought on that. If it's hard to pick a person who's going to win that side. Asuka is obviously the sure pick to go, but
she won it last year.
Say like somebody amazing all of a sudden is the surprise pick that no one would have expected or thought of, and it's their return or it's their come up, and they get their win to add to their name or something like that. You know what I mean? It's just for me, picking the women winner is just too hard for me right now when I have SmackDown winning and there's an unknown so far.
Okay, well, I'm gonna try to go for the point, and I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say it's gonna be Asuka and the mystery unknown. I'm just gonna. I mean, there's no need to not go for it. I mean, hell with it. If you're not, it's not like you're losing the point. But I'm gonna gain one.
I have Asuka and the mystery person down because that just who it is.
All right, you get the point then. There you go, buddy. What about you, Mind Freak?
Well, I picked Raw, so I'm gonna say Tamina and Nia.
Okay, that's a good way to go about it. Absolutely. All right, so what about the guys now? I've got Raw winning it, and I'm gonna go with a sole survivor. I'm gonna go with Drew McIntyre. I think this is gonna be his push. They need to give him a belt, man. And not a tag team belt. He needs an individual title, and that guy is freaking like. He's right now the other Seth Rollins. Like his promos are solid, his matches are solid. I mean, dude, he's like Seth Rollins on steroids, man. That's where he is right now and everything. I think they should give him that run, and this will be the start. So he'll be the sole survivor on that one for me.
Yeah, I have Drew McIntyre being my sole survivor also.
Okay. All right, then Derek, you're up, dude. Mind freak.
Well, I picked SmackDown, and
Oh God, the Miz. Enough
No.
said. No.
That's his dude. That's why he did it.
Actually, no, it's not the Miz.
He's probably hoping that Maurice comes back and she's the 5th person on the team.
Hey, what makes Survivor Series must see? Ooh, no, I'm gonna pick Shane McMahon as a sole survivor. Just based on everything that's happening and the way the McMahons are interjecting themselves into it, I'm picking Shane as the sole survivor.
If I
You're
could,
saying
if I could, I'd walk over to your place right now and pee all over your computer, dude. That's garbage. But hey, that's your pick, man. So there you go. I mean, if that happens,
you can understand my reasoning why.
In all fairness, after the show, I'm gonna watch this jersey because I will be wearing my Shane O'Mac Survivor Series jersey on Sunday at the event. Just because I am. This is Survivor Series, so you have to wear it.
If that happens, though, I guarantee fans are gonna riot, man. That's gonna be a horrible ending. Yeah. All right, so we've got our last match of the night, and damn,
I
can't
want to
believe
talk about it, but I don't want to talk about it.
Nah, you got to talk about it, dude. You've got Brock Lesnar versus Daniel Bryan. And this is the part that kills me. It's like I don't actually mind seeing Daniel Bryan wrestling. I think it's going to be a great freaking match, or at least for Daniel Bryan's part of it. It's freaking Brock Lesnar. And first of all, I don't want Brock Lesnar as a champion, and this is crap that we have to deal with this crap all over again. We've been talking about it for the last 3 or 4 months, man. AJ Styles needs a break from the championship. I mean, they need to give it to someone else, and damn, they gave it to the guy who lost it without actually losing it, and they top it all off. We said AJ Styles needs a break. Well, man, AJ Styles not even on the card. So WWE did a complete 180 on us and gave it to Daniel Bryan, and it's Brock versus Daniel Bryan. I'm going to let you start off on this one, Bearded Master. I'm torn on this match, so I'm gonna listen to your wisdom really quick and just see if that changes anything for me. But I don't know if it will.
Our wonderful producer can censor and block stuff, right?
Yes, he totally can. But we're also on Twitch, so it doesn't matter. So,
but no, we're not live, are we?
No, we're not. But yeah, we'll be on YouTube. So I guess
that's all I gotta say.
Hashtag.
I'm tired of the shit, man. I'm tired of seeing Brock Lesnar. I'm tired of him having the belt. I'm not happy that Daniel Bryan.
Can I fix you on that one thing though? You don't see Brock Lesnar. It's true.
All right.
Fair enough.
But
when I do see the Universal title, I do see Brock Lesnar. When I see the title, I'm not happy about Daniel Bryan having the title. We've been talking for months, and we've said that the road does lead to Daniel Bryan being the champion, and I'm okay with that. Not right now, not the way it happened. I'm sure we've all seen The Matrix. And there's that moment when Switch is about to get her plug pulled, and she looks over at Trinity and is like, not like this. And I'm like, no, why? This isn't not right now, not like this. I wanted Brock Lesnar, I wanted AJ Styles, and I wanted AJ Styles to win. Because last year, it was a decent match between the two of them. Brock got the win because it's Brock Lesnar. I felt like if they were going to get that match this year, the AJ Styles was going to get the better of the two this time. How? I don't know, but he would have. Now we're seeing Daniel Bryan and Brock Lesnar, and now I'm not seeing Ronda versus Becky. Now I'm not seeing Brock versus AJ. I'm seeing Charlotte Flair in a match I don't want to see her in, and I'm seeing Daniel Bryan in a match I don't want to see him in. I'm just irritated by the entire event by these 2 points. At the end of the day, I don't want Brock to win. I hate seeing Brock win. And the fact that they built him up as an underdog his entire career, and now he's a heel, so to speak, underdog. I think Daniel Bryan got the win over Brock Lesnar.
All right. I'll throw mine in. I'll do it. Everything you said is exactly point on to where I was thinking as well. I like Daniel Bryan a lot. I've liked him since the minute I saw him come out of NXT and how they've been able to move him through the no movement, the yes movement, team hell no. Seeing him win his championships and having to give him up, all that stuff, and seeing him come back, it's been awesome. I seriously had 2 oh shit movements just this week alone with the WWE. Like, really, you pulled that off, and you pulled it off right now. It almost seems to me like right now WWE, at least the main shows and the pay-per-views that go on them, are in a I don't give a F about the fans right now. I don't care what you guys think. We don't care if you want this guy. We don't care if you want this guy. It's our freaking show. We're the ones that pay for it. You're the ones that are paying us to see it, and we control it. So this is what we're going to do. And it irritates the hell out of me that not only do we have to talk about the fact that Brock Lesnar is Universal Champion again, and he's freaking headlining a damn pay-per-view again, but it's against Daniel Bryan, where you're right. He shouldn't have won the belt the other night. It was forced upon. It was almost like a makeup for he was supposed to win the championship more than likely at the freaking crown jewel, but because he didn't want to go, they forced that match, got out of the way so Samoa Joe could step in. And now let's have the match, and he wins the damn belt. But now they're going to make him a heel, and it pisses me off. And I hate to say it, but yeah, Daniel Bryan's going to win it. I don't know how the hell he's going to win it. It's not going to be a clean match, but Daniel Bryan's going to.
Brock Lesnar's going to pass out from a heart attack.
Oh man!
I mean, that's what happens when you're off the juice. You just don't perform the same way anymore.
Yeah, man, and yeah. All right, my freak, you're up, dude.
It's tough.
I don't know what to think with this match. Like, going into it, before what happened last night happened, I was like, AJ's going to win this match. There's no way in hell you're going to let Brock Lesnar win 2 Survivor Series in a row against the same person. And then you pull this whole thing. Now, you both made great points. Daniel's coming off on the heel. He's that heel turn. Whatever it is, he's the champ. Do I want him to win? Yes. Do I think he's going to win? Probably not. And the reason I say that is because look at the booking you've had with Brock and the way you gave him the Universal title again. You're trying to set this up to where you make Brock look like the man for when he goes to fight DC in March. He's walking in with both belts saying,
Hold on. Do you really think Vince gives a crap about DC in the UFC?
No, he doesn't, but he's trying to pull more of the fan space over since he has more UFC fighters in his business. It's a cash grab.
No, I don't see it happening that way
Okay.
for that. And I agree with Marty only because of the fact is I believe that Vince McMahon gives a crap about the UFC. The UFC needs WWE more than WWE needs UFC. Yeah. WWE as a whole has more fans than UFC.
Oh yeah,
worldwide, and they've been doing it for too long. So Vince McMahon can sit there and say, "Hey, whatever the F happens, I don't care, man. He's my champ. He could be your champ, whatever. But we're getting paid off him, and he's getting talent. So I mean, I just I hate to step on you.
No. I know what you're saying, and I get that. But this is just one of the thoughts I have, and just the way I see something like it. That's all it is. But
it's a valid point too, because obviously they made Brock look like the strongest person in the world for the last 5 years, and the thing is that if he loses to Daniel Bryan, I don't think that it necessarily defeats what they've done with him, because they over the years they've made Daniel Bryan seem like he's bigger than everything. He's going to at WrestleMania 30. He's going to beat Triple H, and then he's going to beat Batista, and he's going to hold the belts. Exactly, and they just made him seem bigger than life. So I feel like that I don't know. Like it's hard because you don't want them to. Oh, he had to do this much to beat Roman Reigns. Oh, he had to do this much to beat Brock Lesnar or Braun Strowman, which he really didn't do much. He just did 5 at 5s, and that's all the match consisted of. Plus a belt hit from Baron Corbin.
Yeah.
But I don't think that him losing to Daniel Bryan will weaken his legend or his story or who he is as much as if he were to lose to somebody else. I don't know why. I just don't think that because everyone looks at Daniel Bryan bigger than he is.
Yeah.
I can tell you why it wouldn't affect him, because he'll lose and then you won't see him for 4 months and you'll totally forget the loss. That's it. I mean, this is what WWE has put themselves into.
Yeah.
They put their ball in. They put all their money in the freaking Brock Lesnar, and Brock Lesnar decided to go. You know what? You gave me all this money. This is guaranteed. I'm on my time now. And then the dumb thing is they renew the guy. They renew him for the same stupid. And to be perfectly frank, there was a time where I'd love to see Brock Lesnar wrestle. I don't give a crap if Brock Lesnar is in WWE now. He does nothing for me. You're right. His match against Braun Strowman was crap. Braun Strowman gets jumped, and then he gives him 5 F5s, and that's all he did. Yeah, it's impressive he can lift a 320-pound guy over his head. Hey, I lifted 375 pounds over my head. Doesn't matter. No one's paying me to see that crap, and I don't want to pay to see Brock Lesnar do it either. It's overdone. It's like they've got so much talent that they're letting either just whittle away, waste away, go over the other. I mean, they lost Cody Rhodes because they just couldn't find anything to do with him. And now Cody Rhodes is one of the top guys. So WWE needs to pull their head out of their ass and say, look, man, I'm done paying Brock Lesnar. He's got his wife. He's got his family. He's got his money. He doesn't need to do this anymore. Let him go fight UFC or freaking retire, whatever. You don't need him anymore. And that's why I think, like with Daniel Bryan, he's going to win it, because Daniel Bryan is WWE. He deserves what he gets. He's earned the right to do it and everything. I don't like the heel change, but whatever. It's what WWE thinks is what's best for business right now. But F Brock Lesnar, man. Get him off the effing screen, man.
Yeah.
But anyways, back to the point.
Yeah.
Back
Sorry,
to
that
the
was
point.
my rant. My bad.
You got Brock Lesnar win his match, correct?
No, Daniel Bryan.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I said I'm picking Daniel Bryan, even though I don't think he's going to win it. I want him to. That's what I said. That's what I said.
I could have swore I heard him say Brock wins.
I said as much as I would like to want Daniel Bryan to win, I don't think he is, but I'm still picking Bryan. That's what I was saying.
Damn, dude. You had me thinking like you were like hanging from Brock Lesnar for a moment. I'm like, damn, dude.
All right, as much as I hate Brock Lesnar, can we take the time to admit him for him just completely messing up Jinder Mahal? As much as I hate Lesnar, I just what they're doing with Mahal, I just can't stand him even more now.
What they're doing with Mahal? You mean
what are they doing
in general? You know, what about the fact that Samir almost got his body half? My goodness. One's back, and one's about to go on the DL.
Yeah, I know, right?
Oh man. Well, that's our picks, guys. That was it, man. We
this is going to be an event to look at as we go through these matches. And you guys will have to probably try to keep an eye on this, because I'll probably won't look at it until later that night or the next morning to look at picks, because hey, I'll be at the event live, so I'll be focused on watching the live event.
By the way, I have to give you kudos on your Survivor Series decoration there. You know, the Rock.
Thank you. I was wondering if someone would notice that. I mean,
I noticed it.
Yeah, I mean, but also at the same time, you got a freaking thing right next to it saying "Support your farmers." That's kind of like sticking out there, you know.
Hey, you gotta do both.
Yeah, support your Rocky Maivia farmers.
They need the food.
Dr. Nozak.
What's that?
The Isle of Samoa doesn't have that much. They need more agriculture down there.
Yeah, not much going on there, I guess, huh? Well, guys, that's our show for Survivor. That's our Survivor Series and NXT War Games pre-show. Now, like we tell people, we're interactive here. So when you watch the video, if you have anything you want to throw out there, please comment on the videos on YouTube. Tell us we're wrong. Tell us we're right. Tell us to F off if you want to. Whatever. We take it all in stride because ultimately this is all fun, and it's all fun for us. And I know you guys enjoy watching the show here too. So we thank you very much for watching us. Mind Freak, where can they follow you, man?
As always, over my shoulder, you can see my Twitter handle at MindFreakMLG. You can find me on Instagram where I had just_MindFreak. And right here on Twitch at twitch.tv/BTBMindFreak. That's where you can find me most of the time. Do a lot of in-depth gameplay as well as like breaking down different plays and stuff like that from other games.
Have you touched Fallout 76 yet, sir?
I have not. It's on my list. I'm actually.
That came out already?
Yeah, it came out today.
Oh, I was like,
I haven't been streaming it because I've been doing like recorded episodes and like a Let's Play kind of thing through Red Dead right now, and I'm using that as to launch my new YouTube page. Oh yeah, dude, it's amazing.
I haven't got it. I'm not gonna lie. I'm waiting till Black Friday to get it because I was like, a couple weeks away.
Yeah, I'll tell you after. So that's where you can find me.
There you go. Bearded Master, old Marty, where can we find you?
You can find me everywhere at A Bearded Master, Twitter, Instagram, as well as Boot to the Face, Boot #2 the Face, my wrestling account, talking wrestling 24/7 on there, damn near all the time. Hit us up, tell us what your thoughts are on our show, tell us what your picks are. Talk shit to us about our picks. I mean, we are, smack talk. Let us hear what you got to say, and look forward to talking to everybody out there.
Absolutely. Yeah, I concur. Talk crap to us. That's what we want to hear, man. And of course, you can follow me at Masonic Vader, Exonic Vader 71 on PlayStation, on Twitter. But of course, always follow the cast first. Follow Malice Smack Talk versus us first. I mean, that's. I want to say thank you and welcome to all of our new Twitter followers that just jumped on. And of course, thank you very much for all you guys who are watching our YouTube shows and seeing us on iTunes. Thank you so much. Follow us, like us. Make sure you check out Malice-Corp tomorrow night on Twitch at 8 p.m. for the season 2 finale. I'll be on there. You'll probably see a lot of other people as well as we're talking about the obviously last show of the year and where you can find us on the off season. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. Enjoy War Games and enjoy Survivor Series. We'll definitely be trying to stay live as best as we can. Well, Marty will be live. Hopefully we can actually get him to do some live video. That would be awesome. Just throw something out there once in a blue moon,
I think I can manage some of that. I can't remember, I'm not going to lie. I can't remember where my seats are, but I'm pretty sure they're pretty decent seats.
Well, it doesn't matter. They're better seats than anyone who's going to be watching the video.
Well, I mean, I'm decent enough to where I can get some actual decent video to show and post is what I mean.
Where it doesn't look like two ants fighting over a leaf.
So it doesn't look like I'm behind like Magic Johnson's retired jersey or something.
Oh, God. Well, thank you guys so much for tuning in tonight or to the show. Thank you so much. We'll talk to you next week with the results. And we'll be getting into that Royal Rumble, man. That's going to be coming around the corner here in about a month or so. So thank you so much.
Now, I'm going to be at.
What? Thank you so much. You guys have a good night. As we always finish off the night, give us that 1, 2, 3. High quality. Good night, guys.
Back in.